All right, question 5, 101. We have two different shapes here. We have a parallelogram and we have a trapezoid. Both have different formulas. So for letter A, we are supposed to, again, show the formula, which is area equals base times height. To plug it in, again, we write our area is equal to the base, which is 4, the height, which is 5. Third step then is to answer 4 times 5, which is 20. We must label then, which is 20 inches squared, or square inches. Now, the more complicated one that some of you might be on to figure out is the trapezoid. We haven't done these in class as of yet. The formula for a trapezoid is area equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. Kind of ran out of room there. So when you see a trapezoid, just like our parallelogram, the base is always flat. So we have two bases, 6 inches and 14 inches. So if you flip these upside down, they both still sit. They're both flat edges. So I'm going to use a different color here. So area equals the base 1, which I'm going to call 6. Base 2, I'll add it to 14. The height, as we see, goes up, is 8. And we divide it by 2. So again, using our order of operations, because this is in parentheses, we need to add first. Then we multiply from right to left to right. So 6 plus 14 is 20. And then we have to multiply by 8, divide by 2. 8 times 2 is 16, add my 0, so 20 times 8 is 160. 160 divided by 2 is 80. Half of 160 is 80. Then we have to label our last part, inches squared. So a little different, pretty much similar to your triangle. Again, you just have to add your two bases, multiply by your height, divide by 2. So again, not too hard when you have the formula. Going on to question 102, we have negative 3 plus 7. Basically, I would think of this as I spent $3 when I had 7. How much money do I have left? You have $4 left, or 4. Same thing here. Let's say you had $7 and somehow you spent 8. So maybe if you were using a credit card or a gift card or something, think if you had $7 on your gift card, how much do you still owe? You still owe $1 or negative 1. Now coming to here, we have a negative and a positive fraction. So again, I kind of think of it, since we're adding, if I have more positives and less negatives, I'm pretty much subtracting. So I'm going to kind of change it into 9 and 7/9 minus 6 and 4/9. So 7 minus 4 is 3/9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3/9 can be reduced if we divide them both by 3. So this would leave you with 3 and 1/3. All right, 5103 is a checkpoint. Again, for each portion, you're supposed to write the percent, fraction, or decimal. Also showing a picture or situation. Use Portions Web to organize your answers. So I'm not going to be too picky. As long as you have all 3 answers, I am fine with that. And I guess I'm too lazy to look back in the book to find the order of the fraction, decimal, and percent. Yep, I said I'm lazy. So we have 23 hundredths. So I can just write that as That's the worst 3 seen by mankind. 23 over 100. Then I need the percent. So percents are out of 100. So then I know it's 23%. And I got my decimal, my fraction. Now I have to write in words. I would, again, I said I was lazy. So the easiest thing to write would be 23%, but I will write 23 hundredths. All right. So for the next one, we already have it in words. So we're just going to have to give the fraction decimal and percent. So 7/10 is 7/10. So I know 7/10 would give me 70%. Percents are out of 100, so I just need to put that 70 over 100. And then again, if I was going to write 7/10, I'd put my decimal in just 1/7 for 7/10. If you want to put a 0 on the end, that's fine because 70 hundredths is the same. So there's the 3 I got there. 19%, this one should be easy then because we know percents are out of 100. Right, Zach? All right, he knows. So 19% should be 19 over 100. If I have 19 hundredths, I can simply put my decimal with a 1/9 to give me 19 hundredths, tens, hundreds. Then it looks like I got my fraction down. I need to write in words. So again, we can just write 19%, 19 hundredths. You do what you want. I'm not going to write in this pink font. You choose 19%, 19 hundredths. You can draw a picture, 100 grid. I guess someone hasn't done that, but you can draw your 10 bars, 10 by 10, color in 19. Close enough. All right, 17 25ths. If I multiplied both these by 4, I'd get it out of 100. So 17 times 4 is 68. So I have 68 out of 100, which would give me 68%, which would give me 68 hundredths, which again I can write 68 hundredths. All right, coming to 5104, we got our algebra here. So again, the first thing and the easiest way, we have the unknowns. So I know I have 3 n's. To write an algebraic expression, I just have 3 n's plus 15. Now I can't solve it because they didn't give me a total length. So that's all I know. That's all I can write is 3n plus 15. So again, come down to the next one. I have a 17 and a 10 and 2 x's. So I can add my 17 and my 10 to be 27 and my 2 x's to be 2x. So basically, I can just write 2x plus 17, 27. Or you can write 2x plus 17 plus 10. Or 17 plus 2x plus 10, whatever. I like to combine my like terms. It just saves you time and hassle. Last one, C, I have 3 5s, so I combine my 5s to give me 15. What I have left is 2x, so basically I have 15 plus 2x. Now again, if they gave us a value for our variables, we could solve, like to say if n was 4, we could plug n in, and our answer would be 12 plus 15, which is 27. But again, we're just writing expressions, not solving. All right, last question here. It says not to use a calculator, so we do have to show our work. I actually had this one on our Jeopardy game. 0.045 plus 1.2. Now, when we're adding, you always have to remember to line up your decimals, not when you multiply, but when you add, you need to. Plus 62.003. Add them all up. 5 and 3 is 8. 4 and nothing is 4. 2 and nothing is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. So you should have 63.248 for letter A. Going on to B, same thing. Line up your decimals. 56.7 minus 0.23. I will just add a 0 up here to keep my place values in line. We are subtracting, so again, if I have nothing, I can't take away 3. I got to borrow. 10 minus 3 is 7. 6 minus 2 is 4. I got nothing left to subtract, so I should have 56.47. Now we're multiplying, so when we multiply, all we got to do is just line up our digits. So I have 7.8 times 300ths. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry my 2. 7 times 3 is 21, 22, 23. Place value, bring down my 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. So basically I have 234. Gotta go over 1 place, 2 place, 3 places to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left. So you should have 234 thousandths. Last one here, we have 6.3 minus 7.5. I'll try to pick a different color here. If I could fit in here. So again, I always change when I'm subtracting larger numbers, I change it to a plus and change this to a minus. So basically I think of it having 7.5 minus 6.3, which would give me 1.2. And again, I had more negatives, so I already know that my answer is going to be a negative 1 2/10. So that's kind of a tricky one that we haven't had in a while. Again, if I added 1.2 to 6.3, I'd get 7.5. So again, I would think I owed 750. Again, I always like to use money. Think of it at lunch. Let's say you only had 630. You'd owe the school still $1.20 the next day. All right, that's the video. Enjoy.